It's 12 o'clock on Monday, the 29th of September. Still do that thing where I look at it each time. That's okay. And it's Magic Monday live. And today I'm going to share a very simple story that hopefully will inspire you. But first of all, I need to click this.
It's the start of the week. Grab your coffee cups. It's Magic Monday Live.
It's Magic Monday Live. And today I'm going to talk a little bit about learning things and what you can learn and what you can do. You'd be amazed at what you can learn and do. And I've discovered this recently because I've had the opportunity to do some rapid learning. And here's what I do. Sometimes if I need inspiration for one of these Magic Mondays, I just get my phone and I start flicking through the photographs of things that I've done recently or places that I've been. And you pretty much always get an idea. I wrote a newsletter about this recently where I just shared where do you get your ideas from, Michael? And mainly out of my mobile phone looking at photographs. I think it's good to capture things as you go and then keep them up there for later, or keep them on there for later. That's probably where you keep them. And I noticed this weekend that I have done a lot of DIY recently. Not for me. No, I've been doing DIY for my daughter and her fiance. So for Sarah and for Rupert. I've been helping them out in their new home. So they got a new home just over a month ago. And every weekend and several nights and quite a lot of time, I've been there helping out to do jobs. And initially, when they first moved in, I changed all the locks in the house. I didn't know how to change locks, but I learned how to do it. Wasn't that difficult, actually. It's quite a simple thing to do, as long as you get the right sizes and bits and bobs. And the good people at Screwfix were good for locks. Next thing was I learned how to do some wiring. So I did some electrical work. So I was hanging a chandelier. Those people who know my daughter will know that having a chandelier is absolutely par for the course. So I do like the fact that she had a chandelier and it needed to be hung. Of course, it couldn't be hung where the old light was. It needed to be hung where a new light would go right at the very top of the stairs. I did the classic thing that anybody would do. I made sure that the electric was isolated, and then I went and I took the old one to bits, and then I had all the little wires into this unit, and then I undid them, and then I pushed them into the attic, all set to move them along, and then push them back through and connect them again. Except, guess what Muggins here didn't do? Of course, I didn't find out which wire was which and mark it up before I pushed them into the attic. So I've got into the attic, and there I have a whole lot of different wires. And trying to work out which was a little bit of a challenge. But I thought, I know someone who can teach me. And after 4 or 5 attempts and the breaker switch going, ding, ding, all that type of stuff as we switched it back on, I discovered that my friend was going to be ChatGPT. So I took a photograph of all the wires, and I just said to it, "You are an electrician. Show me how to safely connect these so that there's a switch, there's a continuous flow, and there's all the different bits that I need. And then I have a new bit that goes down to attach a chandelier." Anyway, it told me. And then it said, "Would you like a wiring diagram?" I mean, how good is that? Would you like a wiring diagram? Of course, I said yes. And then even better than that, because I couldn't understand the wiring diagram, I said, "Would you like a photograph with it superimposed on the top, which wire goes to which place?" Of course, I said yes. So I got that. And I did it, and I put it together. It worked first time. Then there was a little flicker on one of the lights. Just kind of stayed on a little bit. Anyway, it turns out it's something called ghost power. Sounds like a super... what they call superhero, ghost power. But ghost power yeah, something kind of leaks into lights, and on LEDs, which has got LEDs on for these on the chandelier, it can leak a little bit. So you have to put uh, what's it called? Somebody will remind me what this is actually called in a second. It's not a transformer. It's actually it might be a transformer. Robots in disguise. Yeah. Anyway, it's a little thing. And it has two little wires out, and you put that in, and I managed to connect that properly, and I shrank the wire. Anyway, I did loads of great stuff like this. But the reason why I'm actually talking about learning stuff is because the big one was this last weekend. So Sarah wanted the attic boarded. Now, you might just think that you grab some boards and put them down. Oh no. Oh no. To do it properly, you have to raise the inside of the attic. Also, rather than just having the little latch, she wanted a proper big latch, and she wanted steps put in. Yeah, so that's a big job. Too big for me. So we got a loft company to come along and do the opening and to put the first lot of boards in. So I knew how high to do them, how you would actually do the bits. But the rest of the attic, me and Rupert, we're going to do that. So I learned how to board an attic. And I have to tell you, I did such a brilliant job this weekend. I was so pleased with myself. It took a half a day on Saturday and a half a day on Sunday, and we completely boarded the whole lot out. And it's as good as the professionals. Yeah, it's as good as the professionals, except a lot cheaper than the professionals. And I started to think, you know what? There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff that we can do if we're prepared to learn. And so I wrote down a few things that you can learn how to do yourself. Accounting. So my brilliant accountant, he educates me on how to do my own accounting so that they have to do less, so I can pay him less. How good's that? That's Orange Umbrella, by the way, Justin Turner. And I love that. Also, other tech things. Like I've learned over the years to do graphics. I've learned how to do automations. I've learned how to create mailing lists, landing pages, websites, all that type of stuff. Everything is just at our fingertips these days. There's pretty much a YouTube video for almost anything at all that you can imagine. I learned how to restring, or rewire. Sorry, glasses have gone a bit off there. There we are. Rewire a garage door and tension it and do all that type of stuff. All off the marvelous thing known as YouTube. There's somebody on there who's teaching you how to do everything. So what else have I done? I've done my wiring. I've done my tech stuff, attic floor, changing locks. My question is, I wonder what you could learn to do. What could you learn to do in the next 90 days? Towards the end of this year. So I think we'll just come at the point where we're going to have 90 something days left of 2025. What could you learn to do? What new skill could you put in place? I bet there's a whole bunch of things that you've always wanted to learn. And I bet you could learn at least one of them in the next 90 days. So my challenge to you, and I love doing this, my challenge to you is over the next 90 days, what will you learn? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. It's always nice to know what people are doing. As soon as you make a commitment, you start to do something. My brilliant friend, Matt Bird, he decided he was going to teach himself how to typeset books. Now, he's probably one of the top experts on the planet at doing this. And he sets things up for authors brilliantly. So if you have a book that needs to be done, get in touch with Matt. Say Michael sent you. He'll look after you. And also, there's another friend of mine who a few years ago decided that he wanted to learn how to hang televisions on walls. That was a bit of a big deal to do that for himself. And he wanted to do it so it absolutely floated, so there'd be no wires and things like that. So he learned how to do it. And now that's his job. He goes around mainly for footballers, Yes, does a lot of work for footballers because he's in that community now. Hanging TVs all over the place. And he's the best ever at hiding the wires so you can't see any wires. And he does these clever things where he goes up the back of places and round stuff and cuts things, but without having to cut great channels out of stuff. Doesn't want to do that. Yeah, amazing. So what can you learn? What will you learn in the next 90 days? Now, currently, we've got a chimney sweep here, and I've said I'm going to have to just disappear for a minute to go and do my Magic Monday live. He's literally right just through that door wall there, doing the chimneys. I'm going to go back and make sure that he's okay. Thank you very much, everybody. Oh, who's here? Just let's have a quick little look. Angie's here. Hang on. Angie's here. Hello, Angie Bell. Nice to see you. And oh, here we go. Dr. Victoria Wilson Crane. Learning, my favorite subject, my favorite topic, sorry. Hello from Burst Cole. Vic is amazing for encouraging learning. She's one of these people. She would, watching this right now, she'd be going, yeah, I could do that. I could do that. I'll learn that. Yeah, I'll apply that. But if you look at how she does it, she's just brilliant. She is brilliant. And then he got into a whole, did you notice that? I nearly went off topic and went to a whole thing about Victoria Wilson Crane and how she does brilliant learning. Instead, I'm just going to go back through here. Dee is here. Dee, Diana Art. Elliot Tierney's here. Lucy Howell's here. Christina Kilbane is here. Netta. Louise Aid is joined. Dawn Mickx. This is Instagram, you see, you got all the funny names. Lalagain is here. Julie 3942 or 3948. Gelmat 2012. Gelmat 2012. Get your Gelmat 2012. They're here as well. Anyway, thanks very much, everybody. Oh, Victoria Wilson Crane. I'm learning very basic video editing as I'm collecting video testimonials from well-being clients. Awesome. Do you know what, Vic? It's one of those things that you can do video editing and learn it in 90 days, no problem at all. And as soon as you're ready to put them out there, go for it. And you'll love it. You will love the flexibility and how easy it is these days. You'll be brilliant. All right. And she says, oh, thanks. All right. I got to go. So thanks very much, everybody. I'll off to see the chimney sweep. Bye.